to the impersonal Brahman. The impersonal Brahman, or bodily effulgence of the Supreme Lord, is known as Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka, and according to the Brahma Samhita, Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagananda Koti, the material universes are generated from the bodily rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yogis who follow the principles of Patanjali accept the personality of Absolute Truth. They accept the personality. But they want to merge into the transcendental body of the Supreme Lord. That is their desire. Being the greatest authority, the Supreme Lord can easily allow many millions of living entities to merge into his body. The origin of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, and his bodily effulgence is known as the Brahmajyoti, Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka. Thus, Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka is a place where many spark-like living entities, parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, are assembled. Because these living entities do not wish to keep their individual existences, they are combined and allowed to remain in the Brahmaloka they remain in Brahmaloka like so many atomic particles of sunshine emanating from the sun. Okay, so far we recognize the two types of Sayujya, of merging, that are described in a verse. That is, who remembers the two types Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is describing in the verse?
Merging into the body?
Yes. Yeah.
Merging into the Ishvara's.
To Ishvara's body, yes. And the other one?
Merging into the effulgence.
That's right. And now we see a clear difference here. Srila Prabhupada points that the impersonalists, they search after this Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka, that is the effulgence of Lord Krishna. But the yogis that follow Patanjali's scriptures, the principles of Patanjali, they accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They accept, actually they meditate in Vishnu in the heart. So they accept a kind of body, but they want to merge into it. So this is what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is explaining. And he is giving value to them. He's saying that one is more abominable than the other. According to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, this great devotee of the Lord. Continuing, the word Siddha is very significant. Siddha from Siddhaloka. Siddha refers to one who has realized Brahman effulgence and who has complete knowledge that the living entity is not a material atom but a spiritual spark. So Siddha means also perfection, and he realized, he has complete knowledge that the living entity is not a material atom, rather is a spiritual spark. This understanding is described in the Bhagavad Gita as Brahma Bhuta. In the conditioned states, the living entity is known as Jiva Bhuta, or the living force within matter. So there is a difference between Brahma Bhuta and Jiva Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta, living entities, are allowed to stay in Brahmaloka or Siddhaloka, but unfortunately they sometimes again fall into the material world because they are not engaged in devotional service. This is supported by the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam beginning Ye Nye Ravindaksha. This is the verse 10:2-32. It means these liberated souls falsely claim to be liberated. But unless one engages in devotional service to the Lord, he is still materially contaminated. So this Srila Prabhupada speaks that they sometimes fall. So they reach a level of perfection. They are in Siddhaloka, but sometimes they fall into the material world. This is quite odd. And Srila Prabhupada makes this statement stronger by referring to the Bhagavatam shloka, saying that This shloka is from the prayers of the demigods to Krishna while Krishna is in the womb. So the demigods are saying that many devotees, they stay in Siddha Loka, they are realized souls, but if they not get attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord, they can still fall down. Thus, their intelligence is materially contaminated. Continuing, Srila Prabhupada says that therefore these living entities have been described as vimukta manina, meaning that they falsely consider themselves liberated, although their intelligence is not yet purified. So something is there in the intelligence, meaning that their understanding is not so clear. In the intelligence we have our values. So the mind will react according to our values. That's how we understand that intelligence is above the mind. We see that people who have good values of giving to others, when there is a situation where they must do austerity in order to do good for the others, welfare for others, in spite of being hard to do this act, they will do it because they have this value. But we see that people who doesn't have this value, even when the conditions are very easy to help another person, he will not do. So it says here that their intelligence is imperfect. Their intelligence is they consider themselves liberated, although their intelligence is not yet purified. So something is missing in their conceptions. Continuing, although these living entities undergo severe austerities to rise to the platform of Siddha Loka, they cannot remain there perpetually, for they are bereft of Ananda, bliss. Even though these living entities attain the Brahma Bhuta stage and realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead through its bodily effulgence, they nonetheless fall down due to neglecting the Lord's service. They do not properly utilize whatever little knowledge they have of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they overcome so many knowledge. They have conquered so many knowledge. They are fully realized that our spiritual identity is fully spiritual, and that there is a creator, Brahma Jyoti, from where everything emanates. So to realize this is not so easy. And we know this verse, Brahma Bhuta Prashanatma na Sochati na Kankshati. So this is one quality. They are not anchoring or desiring anything or suffering with anything. Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu. So they see everything as equal, everyone as equal. Mad Bhakti Lavate Param. This last sentence means that they, in this way, in this platform, they attain my devotional service. So this sentence, it scares a little bit the devotees, because we think, oh, so we must be fully realized and fully have equanimity, full equanimity, in order to that devotional service will develop in our hearts. And so this is very hard. Every devotee who tries to cultivate this finds it very, very hard. But these souls, they got it. They have their spiritual, they are Brahma Bhuta. They are living in the Brahman. But yet they having so much knowledge and realization, Srila Prabhupada says here that they don't use their little knowledge that they have of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are not using, they are not applying, they are not they are not undergoing what this knowledge means. And also before, Srila Prabhupada told that they fall down because they're not engaged in devotional service.